Hi everybody and welcome to another 5-minute masterclass. Today's topic is rearranging harder equations. So there's a couple of examples here that I'm going to walk you through. And so what we're looking at is we've got a formula here and we want to make L the subject. So this is how to find the surface area of a cone. We've got pi r squared, that's circle, and pi rl, which is going to get you that curved bit across the top. And this L is what we're interested in finding. So our solution needs to be L equals. So what we've got to do is undo what's happening here. So first thing I'm going to get rid of is this pi r squared because it's been added on. So I can inverse that addition and I'm going to take it away. I'm going to take away pi r squared from both sides. And if I do that, I get a minus pi r squared equals pi r l. So it's already looking a little bit better when I'm wanting it to say L equals. Now what we have to remember is pi rl means pi times the radius times the length. So to be able to do the inverse of this multiplication, I need to undo the multiplied by r and the multiplied by pi. So I'm going to do the opposite of that, which is to divide. Now I could do it one step at a time, but I'm just going to do it all at once. So I'm going to divide both sides by pi r. Okay. Now if I do it on this side, pi rl divided by pi r is just L. Now I'm going to do it on the left hand side. I'm going to divide the whole thing. So because I'm dividing the whole thing, I'm just going to write it as a fraction. And this pi r is going to be my denominator. Now notice I've got L on its own. L is the subject. So I'm just going to rewrite it down here just to show you. So L is a minus pi r squared all over pi r. Now I can't simplify this any further. Some people are always tempted to go, well, as pi on the numerator and pi on the denominator, so I can just get rid. But unless pi turns up in all three terms, it's not common and we can't simplify it. And the same is true for r. Unless it turned up in all three terms, we couldn't get rid of it. So I'll leave it alone. I've rearranged my equation. I've made L the subject, and so I'm done. I'm going to show you a different example now. Now here I want to make A the subject of the formula. And this is going to run slightly differently because if you notice, A turns up on both sides of this equation. So to be able to get it to say A equals, which is how we're going to make it the subject, I need to get all these A's into one place. So first thing I'm going to do is do exactly that. I'm going to bring this AM over to meet this AX. Notice how it's plus AM. So I'm going to do the inverse. I'm going to take it away from both sides minus AM. If I do that, I get AX plus 2y minus AM equals 5y. Now it's not looking particularly great here, so I'm just looking at this left-hand side. I've got AX, 2y and minus AM. This 2y doesn't have any a's as part of its term, so I'm going to take it away. I'm going to get rid of it and move it. So I'm going to take away 2y from both sides, and if I do that, I get AX minus AM equals 5y minus 2y, and I can tidy that up. So AX minus AM equals 3y. Now, I'm still looking at this left-hand side. I've got AX minus AM, and I want it to say A equals. Now, notice A is a common factor here. I've got A times X, and I've got A times M. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factorise. I'm going to bring A outside of a bracket. I'm going to factorise these two terms. So it's going to say A x minus m. So I'm dividing both of these terms by a common factor a, and then I've got x minus m remaining. I've not done anything to the right hand side, so I'm going to leave it alone. Now, it's about nearly there. Remember, this is a multiplication, a times by x minus m, a multiplied by. So to get a on its own, I'm going to do the opposite of that multiplication, and I'm going to divide. And I'm going to divide by the whole thing. So I'm going to divide by the x minus m. And I'm going to do that to both sides. And so I'm left with 3y over x minus m. And keep it in a bracket if you want to. And I'm just checking what it's asked me to do. Make A the subject of the formula. So A equals, which is what I've done here. Just going to tidy that up a bit so it looks a bit nicer. Better. So to recap what I've done, I've brought all of the A's, all of the terms containing A onto one side of my equation. I removed all of the terms that don't onto the other. And then I've factorised the expressions, the terms, which have A in them, so that I create A on its own, a singular A, but it's still a multiplication here. It still have the same value. And then I've divided by what's left to get A on its own. Okay, so over to you. There's a couple of straightforward, more complicated, should I say, rearranging equations. And then there's a couple where we've got A on both sides for you to practice. Pause the video, give them a go. When you're ready, press play. Okay, time to mark your work. And if you need any further practice, take a look at Sparks, Corbett Maths or Maths Genie for further videos and questions. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you again for another 5-minute masterclass.